I'm gonna try to make this short because I don't want this to be long as possible. Hi, We're All Gonna Die on YouTube. My name is Gloria Davila, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 24. So before all of this started, before I found out what it was and everything like that, when I found out about it, when I went to the doctor, when I had my first surgery, all those things, I have videos on what I was going through, how I was processing and everything like that. I also want to start by saying, like, the choices that I make are, I don't want anyone's opinion on it. I'm having a really hard time, I'm sure you guys can imagine. And I'm also not a doctor. I also want to say that my channel, like, I don't want it to solely just be cancer related videos. Of course, this period, I couldn't escape it. Like, I'm living in a suitcase and I'm not home anymore, like, at the moment, and I'm probably not going to be home for the next 6 weeks. So I'm aware that I'm going to be filming a lot of cancer, but eventually, like, I know my channel will grow out of it where it won't just be cancer. So if you only want that kind of entertainment as far as like cancer, you only ever want to see cancer, this is not the channel for you. If you guys really like my channel, you want to keep seeing videos from me, you want to keep seeing me get more equipment, higher quality equipment, and of course I'm dealing with this, so you just want to see more from me, and you want to help support me in any sort of way, I will link below. I think it's my Cash App, so if you feel like donating, that's great, and if you don't, no pressure. Okay, with that being said, I want to tell you the story about how this came to be, and I'm going to try to wrap it up and kind of take you to where I'm at right now. Currently, my sister lives in Houston, and that's where I'm currently staying. But it's funny because I literally have a suitcase and of course my lights, and I'm ordering a ring light, and that's coming in soon. Okay, so let's lay this out for you. So I was, I think it was after my birthday, 2 weeks after my birthday, which I had filmed a vlog for that, but I didn't upload it because I'm trying to get monetized. That's another thing, you guys. If I'm trying to get paid by YouTube, I'm trying to, you know, make this a thing for me. But to make that a thing, I have to get monetized, and I'm already hit the 1,000 subscribers. Hi to everyone that's subscribed to me and that wants to hear my updates and everything like that. But also I have to have a certain amount of watch time, and I have not hit that yet. So if you watch the whole videos all the way through, and if you watch any of my other videos, that's how I get more watch time. And if you want to subscribe and like, of course, go ahead, because obviously I want to keep going further with this YouTube thing. Anyway, and I'm thinking about making vlogs and stuff about this whole situation. So if you guys are interested, 2 weeks after my birthday, I filmed a vlog. It was super fun. I remember my cousin had texted me and she was just like, hey, are you okay? I just had a dream about you. Typically when I dream about people, something's going wrong. I had this like fear, especially at that time, that I would die in a car accident. And obviously I haven't. But I don't know, I just felt like, I did honestly feel like something was gonna happen, but I thought it was gonna be a car accident for some reason. Anyway, maybe it's because I have anxiety when I'm driving. So it was in December, right after my birthday. I had filmed a video. It was a vlog, and I didn't actually end up posting it. I was trying to get monetized at the time, and that has like copyright music or whatever. And then shortly after, I remember, like, I think it was like 2 weeks after, like, the craziness of the holiday before Christmas, I had felt like a lump, and I wasn't really sure what to do. I remember I was thinking about telling my mom after the holidays, but it didn't, I don't know, it just didn't, I guess it didn't feel right. I ended up telling my mom separately, and then we had made a schedule to go see her doctor, which is a doctor that she's gone to before when she had felt lumps in, I think she had felt several, and she had gone to the doctor and he had recommended like to stay off of caffeine, and that these are normal. So yeah, so then when the time came, I ended up going to go see that doctor. I think it was like a week after, 2 weeks after, something like that. So it was a lot of traveling at that point, just because of the holidays and then the starting of finding out what this was. So I had after they let me know what it was, what the doctor had recommended was to remove that tumor basically. And it was diagnosed as, I'll put it on the screen, and I also have a video on it that I did, so if you want to see that. So basically the surgery was after, and we had, I think that was like 2 weeks after, so you know, like another trip, which where my mom lives is like 3 hours away, so each time I'm driving through, sorry, 4 hours away. I had the surgery, I had to recover. I stayed there for, I think about like slightly over like 5-6 days, something like that. The surgery, I feel like it wasn't, you know, as bad as I thought it would be, but also there was a longer recovery period. Like for some reason I thought I would recover in like 2 days and it would be fine, but obviously that wasn't the case. And obviously, like at work, I couldn't do certain things that I was doing before, and I was still trying to film YouTube videos, and that was just, I think I pre-recorded something, so luckily like I didn't have to film while I was recovering. I think it was like 5 or so days after, or 3 or so days after, my mom had found out the news, and then I found out the news. Like she came with my grandma to where I live, and they let me know what it was, and basically it was a misdiagnosis from the doctor, and it wasn't what he thought it was before, and their pathologist had said that it looked like it was like cancer stage, breast cancer stage 0, which is DCIS. If we're fast forwarding to the story, like even up to this point, we still don't actually really know how true that is. I just feel like it isn't 100% I guess legit, because I feel like they've been wrong already so many times, and we'll get to that. My mom and my grandma came to visit me, and they didn't let me know what it was at first. Like I didn't know that they were even coming to visit. We had gone out on this walk, and at that point I was actually walking a lot because I was still recovering from my surgery, but I felt like I needed some exercise and just yeah, I guess some exercise. And then shortly after, you know, my mom came, and then she decided to go to a park after we ate or whatever, and we went to go eat, and then she did let me know, and once she told me what it was, I was very confused, because even if someone tells you like that you have breast cancer, it's like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what do you do next? And just in general, like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. She said that the doctor had said we'd have to do another surgery for her. Basically, what they did the first time, though, is they removed the tumor and some. And when I was also, before the surgery, and when I had noticed the bump, I did feel like it was growing. I also ended up getting a little bit of bruising that you can't really tell unless it's me looking. And I also, it felt like a marble. I did see this other doctor, which I feel like I should do a separate video on, but basically it's this like energy doctor, and it shrunk. Like the size ended up shrinking after I saw him, which is this whole other story, honestly. I'm not sure how much that did to my case or whatever. Maybe some of you guys know what this is, like what I'm talking about, and it wasn't a holistic doctor, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys have gotten this done before. The doctor ended up recommending, okay, so you are either, like the doctor that gave me surgery, or I had surgery with, he ended up saying like, you got another surgery, or we can recommend you to go here to the best of the best. And my mom ended up deciding to do that, which is MD Anderson, which is currently where I'm like going, which is in Houston, which is 3 hours away from where I live. So we took another trip out here. I took another trip out here, and yeah, I went to MD Anderson. I started going. We gave them the results that we had, and the first appointment, and keep in mind I'm still working, and like it's like every other week I'm going to different locations. I actually forgot to mention right before MD Anderson, we went to a different doctor for, I guess, like a third opinion, and he's more like, it's like plant medicine, and it heals you, it helps heal you or whatever, and we decided to try it out. So that's where I went, and that's actually in Monterrey, which is more than 3 hours away. So yeah, every week or every other week I'd be traveling outside of my city, and those are basically my days off that I was doing. So again, trying to film YouTube somewhere in between there because I was working full time. And then, okay, so eventually we came to MD Anderson. We showed them the results that we had, and the first thing, I had a COVID appointment. Then the next 2 days I had to wait 2 days, and then the next time I went in, I had an ultrasound done, and the results from that were basically like there was a lot of masses scattered all around my left breast, because that's where I found the tumor. And they were picking up something on this side, but they weren't sure. Nothing had spread to my lymph nodes as far as we're aware of, because the ultrasound doesn't give you the whole information. Also, I had a mammogram, and I never had one of those before. Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of blocking a lot of these things out, so I don't really, it's not like I don't remember it, but it's almost like I'm fast forwarding these appointments. And after I found out, you know, the news about the masses or whatever, of course I freaked out. Also, I had, I think, like a month, because my appointment kept being pushed back at MD Anderson. I had like a month to, I guess, take in the fact that I had cancer. I feel like that was helpful to kind of come into terms with what I have. But if we're fast forwarding, so okay, we're ultrasound, mammogram, then the next day we talked to my doctor, perhaps what could happen, and like my surgical doctor, I don't know the terms, and the radiologist, and we saw like 6 different people all in one day talking about what might happen. And it didn't look like so far that, depending on my MRI, like it doesn't look like I will have to have really aggressive surgery or treatment. But then I eventually had my MRI, and all of these masses, which was, by the way, I think that was like a 3-day or something break. So I drove back to my home, where I live at the time, and then I had to drive back after 2 days and have my MRI. And I had my MRI, which was actually on Monday, and my MRI is reading as these masses all over this area as suspicious. And like I said, like something on this other side, but not too drastic. Or sorry, like a surgery that wouldn't be too dramatic. So probably similar to the surgery that I have right now, or that I've had before. Which, that surgery that I had before, I have like a little cut right here. Like I think it's like 4 inches or something above the nipple is what they said. And the masses, again, they're all over the area. And then and they're still saying that like nothing is in the lymph nodes, which is actually really good. When they take out certain, like especially like a large amount of lymph nodes from your underarm, that could cause a loss of like movement, basically. And I do want to quickly say, I've totally watched quite a few videos on women that have had breast cancer of all ages, but the one that really helped me was this other girl that was diagnosed with cancer, I think at the age of 22, which I will try to put above on the screen and probably link below. And then these are some other women. Most of these women are actually older, which I feel like is like, it's different when you find, or like when you're diagnosed with cancer at the age of like 20, 22, 24, 25, whatever, and then when you're diagnosed with cancer when you're 28, 30, basically like when you're an adult and you already have these kids, like I feel like the experience is different. That's kind of why I do want to make a video like this video on my diagnosis, because like it's not as common. Like it's so weird. I like when I'm at MD Anderson in the waiting room, most of the women are a lot older. And also when I was at my first appointment, like they looked at my mom because they thought that she was a patient. So it's just wild. Like, it's also, it's like, where does my life go on from here? Anyway, back to the MRI. Suspicious. Looks like we're on the way to a what is it, a mastectomy or whatever it's called, for the left breast. I'm gonna have another MRI done, which is like a biopsy or whatever, and that would tell us almost like for sure if this is, or if these masses are cancer. I think that the one thing that's definitely been helping me is just like looking up videos on women that have had mastectomies and what their experience is like and how they're able to do it. And obviously, like, it seems possible, and they don't, like, they look normal. They're not like Frankenstein or whatever. And actually, like, after I had this surgery, like, it does heal. It doesn't look like that forever. And also there's this other girl that I follow that she talks about how, like, she actually, no one tells you that, like, you might not actually end up hating your scars. Like, maybe you'll like them. I actually don't mind this scar. Looks like my scar placement would be lengthwise, and it looks like I would actually, I also want to say this before I say this, like, I've actually been crying so much. Like, I've been crying so much, and I feel like it's hard. It's different. Like, it's not something, I obviously don't want to cry on camera because then I wouldn't be able to complete the video. But I think that's something so important to say. I feel like a lot of the women on YouTube are actually, like, really strong, and they're like, oh, I find, like, after all the treatment, that's when I started to cry. But, like, no, I've been crying, like, the whole way. Like, I've been crying on the road, I've been crying in my bed, I've been crying in the offices, I've been crying in front of the nurses. I think that that's something, like, so important to say. They told me that I am probably gonna end up having to lose this nipple, and because it looks like the masses and perhaps the cancer or whatever have spread to that area. And that is something, like, definitely so hard to hear, again, because you don't want to look deformed and have an uneven skin, and it also looks like I might have an expander, so it won't look like how it looked before, which it's not like something that I haven't heard, because again, I've been looking up these videos, and, like, there's so many women and podcasts and everything that are so helpful to me. But it's just weird. I'm probably gonna, like, if I have mastectomy or whatever it's called, I'm going to have drainages or drainers or whatever it's called, and radiation looks like I'm heading that way. And then eventually that's when I would have to take out the temporary, like, expanders and then get, you know, what I end up deciding. And if I end up deciding to get that area, like, you know, like a fake nipple on there. And they also told me that I could decide to stay flat, but there's, like, no, like, honestly, there's, like, no way. There's, like, no way, for me, like, personally. And I know that a lot of women actually have decided to stay flat, but just, like, that to me is, like, I don't know, it's, like, those women are just, like, so strong, because, like, I couldn't. And maybe it's because I don't have the coping mechanisms as a 24-year-old versus, like, a 35, 40-year-old, 28-year-old or whatever. Also, it's just, like, my future, like, what if I want kids in the future and things like that. So that is kind of where I'm at. I don't know if it's estrogen positive or HER2 blah 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 negative, or etc etc. I don't even know what that means yet. I don't know yet. I'm going to have genetic testing coming up in the next couple weeks. I'm actually taking time off of work because before I have my leave, because I'm just, like, driving back and forth so much. So again, if you guys feel like helping out, I'll leave all that information in the bottom bar below. And unfortunately for me, because I like to stay private about certain things like this, I will have to be filming vlogs where it involves a lot of this. And I'm in Houston, like, maybe I could still try to do something fun that takes my mind off of things like thrifting, like, that would be so fun. And things like that. Also, I like to try new food, and we've actually tried a few places that were good. And I was also mentioning like maybe I can, so either I can do ballet online or maybe I could find a local place near here. But also like all of my other videos, unfortunately, like they're probably gonna be on hold for the next 6 months. I also have no idea what my life will look like in 6 months, and in a way I'm kind of excited about that. Also, this is like a side note, I think it's so important. I think I have already mentioned I started therapy, but also a side note, I think it's like good to have something to look forward to, and currently I'm signed up for these like manifestation ceremonies, which I've just been doing like breath work and energy like with water or something like that. I don't know the whole like description or whatever. And it's like the divine feminine, the masculine, the yin and the yang, blah blah blah. Which I think is actually pretty exciting, which I actually have this Saturday, so it's like 2 days away, and I actually have to film and edit this vlog. Hopefully I will get it done and uploaded in time for Monday, because we have a lot going on. But that's all I wanted to say for now. Again, I don't have that many updates. I will keep updating in the future videos that I will be posting. And actually it looks like this video is already 20 minutes long. I can't really do much about that, just because it was like a lot of information. I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos, and some of you guys are so supportive and they just want to know what's just like my updates, like obviously outside of just ballet and just what's going on with me. So this is, I guess, that kind of video, and hopefully it expands to more to someone that you feel like it might help. I think that's it, you guys. I'm going to end the video now, and I will see you guys super duper soon.